Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Madden Masters presented by WSOE. We are here live at the Rio Hotel and Casino for what has been an unbelievable start to this matchup. W throwing some words out to kick things off, but coming up next, we'll see a really great story. The battle of old versus new, Problem versus young Kiv, the 21-year-old on your screen right there who burst onto the scene in MCS within the past 3 years. He's going up against Problem, who's been doing it for a lot longer. RG, you've been competing against Problem for many years. You've casted and watched his gameplay for a while as well. Talk to me about Problem as a player.
Yeah, a lot of us in the Madden community, we consider Problem the GOAT, the greatest of all time. And a big part of that is his longevity. Back before the MCS, when it was just the Madden Challenge era, he was a 3-time winner of that tournament, which was absurd. No one else won it twice. He also won the Madden Nation show back on ESPN back in the day for $100 grand. So even back then, he was the man. Then you come to the MCS era. He hasn't won a belt yet, but he's still number 4 in career earnings in this era, and he's also made the final game 4 times, which is more than anybody else but Michael Skimbo. So when you talk about longevity and consistency, nobody does it better than Eric Problem Right.
Yeah, you see him on your screen right now, certainly consistent. He wants that belt more than anything. Someone that's won a belt before. This guy right here, our guru, talked about young Kiv. You've been watching him for the better part of the last 3 years.
First of all, that lettuce. That's what I want to talk to you about, how on point that lettuce is. I know what a grind keeping the hair can be, okay? So that man always keeping it tight, looking great in-game as well. Kiv has got himself a coach card in Madden and actually walks the sidelines in Madden. It's something to see, man.
That's an honor right there. Of course, Kiv coming from Seattle, the 21-year-old, looking to continue his dominance within the modern MCS era. Of course, this matchup, the key story here are the battle of these two. They're going to be going up against each other, young versus old, old versus new, GOAT versus the young blood in Kiv. However, outside of Madden, these two have actually burst into a venture together. They've actually started a business. Let's go ahead and take a look.
My name is Eric Wright, aka Problem, from West Covina, California. I'm here in Vegas to compete in the Madden Masters event. I came up here to the barbershop to get a haircut and meet up with young Kiv. Madden 93 is my first Madden football game, and competitively started in 05. Pretty much been playing since then. To hear people call me the greatest Madden player of all time, like, it means a lot. I do take pride in that. Young Kiv, that's somebody I consider family. So, you know, we're gonna compete. At the end of the day, you know, the best man wins. What up? What's up, Kiv? About to get your haircut?
No, can't touch it. Can't touch that hair. How I describe Problem as a player is one of the smartest players ever, just in terms of everything with the game.
We're pretty opposite as far as, you know, offense goes, and I think we're opposite on both sides. That just shows, you know, Madden, you can win both ways. We've both had success doing it our own way. I don't know, I don't want to speak for him, but I feel like there's definitely more pressure when you've hit that spot and you know people are hunting for you. Kiv is starting to see it now, you know, that he won that belt, you know, won the biggest tournament of the year last year.
Kiv, you are the champion of Madden 18, and you are the Madden Bowl champ.
A couple years ago, I started my business called Top Madden. It's me, Kiv, and a bunch of other, you know, professional Madden players that teach people how to get better at Madden.
Problem hit me up and told me that he wanted to start his own thing, and immediately I was on board because he's like big brother to me. I got into competitive Madden by watching his stream. I consider Problem the GOAT in Madden. He's done the most, and he's done it over a long period of time. If I go up against anyone, I want to win, so be the same with Problem. I definitely would want to win.
I'm gonna win the game.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I don't want to lose to anyone, so.
There you have it. You see it. Two competitors in game, outside of the game, moving into a business together and kicking things off with Top Madden. A big shout out to these two, young Kiv and Problem. They're of course going to be going head to head in this matchup here soon, but this isn't the first time. They've played against each other before. Madden 16 champs. We're taking you way back here in a matchup between Kiv. Kiv was only 18 years old at the time, going up against Problem. Look at the moves he shows.
Look at that stick work by Problem. And I remember this. This was Kiv's first time on the big stage, and he gets matched up against his mentor in Problem. But
Look at the young Kiv right there,
But
too, boy.
you know what? I feel like this was when we realized young Kiv was the real deal, because he came out here, and I believe he walked away with the W in this game. And when you can get on the big stage back then and get a win over Problem, you know you're something special. And you know what? He turned out to be something truly special, as he's turned into one of the best players on the circuit over the last several years, has young Kiv.
And he's not done yet, of course. This is just the beginning of his career, and he's going to continue to grow. Of course, going up against a 10-year veteran in this tournament in Madden 16, you see the hype and you see the energy.
Hold the door.
Young Kiv in this one. A classic Seattle Seahawks versus 49ers matchup that this one was as well. Kiv, of course, got the best of him in that one. Of course, they're going to be rematched here. I know they've played together in Madden 19. I believe they played online, where Kiv knocked out Problem in an online match as well here, RG.
The way I have it is, in Madden 18, Problem actually got the win over Kiv in the online elimination portion of the challenge, but Kiv has that win in Madden 16 group play. So if you're just counting, you know, in EA events recently over the last 3 or 4 years, these guys are 1-1 against each other.
There you have it. A tiebreaker here live at WSOE between these two. We'll see who's going to come out on top. Of course, same exact story, old versus new. Problem has been doing it for a very long time, since Madden 06. Kiv really burst on 10 years later, Madden 16. You see it right here on screen, head-to-head matchup. Never faced off in MCS as of late. Madden 16 was the last time they faced off kind of officially in a live MCS event. Of course, they're going to be going up against each other here in a moment. Gentlemen, I want to ask you guys your thoughts and predictions coming into this one. RG, I'm going to start with you. Kiv versus Problem, who do you think is going to take it?
You know, I used to have a rule. I wouldn't pick against Problem just because of everything I've seen him do in the past. However, I've seen young Kiv do a lot recently. He's been playing the game, I think, more than any of the competitors that are here. He's one of the best in the world. I'm going young Kiv in this one.
RG takes young Kiv. Guru, your thoughts?
Yeah, I came in with much the same thoughts as RG, with Kiv being so dominant as of late. I'm taking Kiv over Problem.
There you go. So the youth perhaps reigns supreme here. And let's talk about that a little bit. Problem, of course, the GOAT of Madden. People refer to him as the one that's been doing it for a long time. Do you think he still has what it takes to win at a top 1, top 2 level?
You know, absolutely. Like I told you earlier, Fallout, this is a guy that's made 4 final games in the MCS era, countless live events. If anybody else had those credentials, we'd be crowning them. We'd be crowning them. The difference is expectations for Problem are always so high. People hear us call him the GOAT. They want to see that belt. And the fact that he hasn't won it yet, people are really holding that against him. But again, I think it's only because his standards are so high that people hold that against him.
Yeah, you still have to give your hat off to consistency. Problem, one of the most consistent players in the MCS era. Kiv, he's won a belt and he's won a championship. We'll see who will win this one, as it looks like Atlanta versus KC is getting ready to be kicked off here. We got Problem versus Kiv.
Wow, surprise from these teams, RG. We weren't sure who Problem and Kiv were going to select in this match as far as their teams. Looks like they went with the Atlanta Falcons and the Kansas City Chiefs. Kansas City Chiefs having so many weapons out there on offense, with Pat Mahomes with the big arm, Tyreek Hill already having himself a day. So they're locked in here. KC versus ATL. We got young Kiv coming out in with possession first.
Yes.
And guys, we got Pat Mahomes, like we said, with the rocket arm back there. Let's see if he can kick it off the way the last match kicked off, and with a big play and big TD. Looking to do it here on the crosser with Hill. Nice pickup of 9 yards and maybe the first down. Yep, he sure did. They gave him the 1st and 10 for that one. Tyreek Hill, a handful with that speed coming across the field.
What you're going to see from Problem with this Atlanta Falcons defense, he's using a 5-2 defense. That means he has 5 defensive linemen on that front line. Look at all that beef in the middle with only 2 linebackers and 4 secondary players. This is a scheme that got a lot of momentum towards the end of the season. It's a heavy blitz scheme, a heavy pressure defensive scheme, which fits right into Problem's play style.
Like you said, 3-3-5 has been very dominant out there in the 19 landscape. 5-2 coming on super strong at the end. Nice catch by Watkins, user spin, able to hold on to the ball there in traffic, 38-yard line. All smiles from Kiv.
Yeah, the problem here is he's running this 5-2 defense, which is very effective. However, for a guy like young Kiv, he had to prepare a lot for this defense at the end of the Madden Ball season because he knew he would see it. So you best believe he is going to have his dots cooked up and ready for this defense. And you could just start off by seeing how well he's picking up that blitz. He's had plenty of time. He's willing to block 7, send out 3 routes. And he's one of the best offensive players in the world, if not the best, is young Kiv.
Usually 5-2-8 run-stop defense, but what Problem is doing is masking his zone coverages. He's coming up at the line and then dropping back last second, back in the coverage with Deion Jones there. Speedy middle linebacker, can drop back in the coverage, act very much like a safety. So it's very much a big run-stop look in this formation, but you've got the speedy linebackers be able to drop back in the coverage.
And you saw Kiv right there, picked up the blitz again. Nothing was there, and he did what we talked about earlier. Threw the ball away, didn't force anything down the field, and Kiv is one of the best at that. He throws as little interceptions as anyone. He's very willing to take sacks and throw the ball away to not turn it over.
Patience, throwing out of bounds, and even punting 10 times better than a turnover with this type of competition. Tyreek Hill, little wiggle sticks there, a little hesitation, gets the ball all the way down to the 18-yard line.
And you see Problem switches to a nickel, but still sends 6 or 7 defenders. He is very reliant on just sending the house, making you make a quick read, and then using controlling that linebacker and taking away the whole middle of the field himself. Easier said than done against the young Kiva.
Just the weapons here on offense for KC. Hill again there at the sideline, able to stay in bounds, spin in bounds to pick up an extra 1 or 2 yards there. Second down and 2. 3 minutes left in the first quarter, down all the way on the 10-yard line for the Kiva right now against Problem.
When you talk to the best competitors, they'll refer to Kiv's offense as robotic. They call him a robot because he just makes such easy reads. He makes it look so easy. He just walks up the field. There's a ton of consistency there. And we've seen that for him so far on this drive. If you're Problem, this is a good chance to get stingy and get Kiv into a 4th down situation.
You know, you talk about that robotic nature. I remember young Kiv first coming on the scene, very emotional, very, very animated. He has locked in over the past couple years, settled down, and got into those motions that you're talking about, and is just a consummate professional when it comes to consistency and keeping a cool head.
You're right, Go. We've watched him. There's a touchdown right
Just
there.
a dot.
That's nice. But you're absolutely right, Guru. He was here when he was. Look at him eat. There's the celebration.
He was telling us.
WSOE is swagging with these tutty celebrations. I'm feeling it.
Feed the Kiv.
Feed
him.
I like it. Kiv knows that's tough. But again, we've seen Kiv. He came to us when he was 18 years old. He's now 21. We've watched him grow up and mature over these last 3 years. A ton of success.
Need I remind you, you've got the shot, you've got the fumble, you've got the drive. Do you remember the handshake?
Oh yeah.
Oh, right. What a way to grow from there, come in and be, like I said, a consummate professional now, and a great example for young gamers out there.
Yeah, absolutely. Young Kiv. One of the things that surprises me the most about young Kiv is you got Skimbo sponsored by Lazarus. I believe Problem with Luminosity. It's crazy to me that young Kiv hasn't had an esport organization be able to reach out to him and sign him yet. This is
Say it again for the guys in the back, G.
I say it all the time. He's one of the biggest talents. The kid just looks so marketable. He's such a good person. He's so talented. If I was involved in the esports organization business and finding people that I wanted to invest in, he would be at the very top of my list. It just blows me away that he's not in that situation yet.
Coming from the Troy Polamalu state of mind, where is head and shoulders for the young Kiv?
Oh, man.
What a sponsorship that would be.
It's money in the bank.
Kivs are up 7-0 right now. We've got Problem on the drive. 3rd and 10 in the first quarter. Minute and 46 seconds left on the 25-yard line with this Atlanta offense coming out here. Freeman in the backfield, Matty Ice at the helm, stepping up in the pocket. Plenty of time out there, but Nelson able to pick off that route, able to short that route, and Nelson's taking off for the money right now. Oh, man, still moving, still juking, still driving all the way down to the 19-yard line for Kiv.
Oh, man, this is going to be a tough game for Problem. I mean, going up against Kiv, he's still sharp. He's still been playing the game. If you're Problem, you took a break during the MCS season. You're a full-time streamer, so you stream a variety of different games. Likely hasn't been able to get the reps that he would want to prepare for a guy like Kiv, and it's showing right now.
Artistic touchdown there in the back of the end zone, and we get the sweet TD animation again from young Kiv.
Oh, man.
We need to get that in the game. We need to have his coach in game do that celebration. That would be great. Let's contact some peeps back in the 8. You got a little pullback there, I heard.
See what I can do, I guess. Good luck with that. But it is cool. You've seen the Kiv, we've seen Problem, we've seen Skimbo. They've all been in the game as coaches in, the game day program in Mud. And, when you talk to these guys, it's just something that's a big deal for them. It's a dream come true to, see your face in that game and to see other people use you as their coach. I mean, just the opportunities that have opened up for these players, it's just been amazing over the last few years. From where we came from, you just never would have thought it could get to this point, but it clearly has. And it's just getting bigger and better.
Yeah, for anybody in the chat that doesn't know, in Madden Ultimate Team, you're able to get Kiv, you're able to get Problem as a coach item and have them walking your sidelines in Madden. Talk about, like you said, a dream come true for a Madden kid that grew up playing Madden, loving football, and to just have yourself in the game. EA Sports there in the game, so cool.
Yeah, if I'm Problem right now, even though I'm down 2 scores, I know how good Kiv is and how dominant he could be, Goo. I'm definitely going to try to slow this game down, get that clock moving, and limit these possessions because Kiv is just way too good to get into a shootout with. Oh, man, another 4th down situation. This is big for the GOAT right here.
We both were thinking that Kiv would come in and dominate today. So far through a quarter of football, certainly those predictions coming to fruition here. A lot of football left, obviously, for the GOAT, though. Been in this situation, I'm sure, many times before over the years. 4th and 4, going to go for it. Cool and collected with Matty Ice. Love it right there. Love the discipline. Able to slide down for the first down.
It's very disciplined by Problem. Everything else looking locked up. You know he's not going to be respecting the mobility of Matt Ryan. You just need 2 yards. It's a really good play right there. That's a ton of experience showing from the GOAT, Eric Problem, right?
Yeah, you don't need Mike Vick to pick up that first down right there. Plenty of yard in front of him. Has the mind to pull it down, able to make the slide, and nice first down there for Problem. Coming back out here with Coleman and Ortiz in the backfield. We got Ridley and Jones split out left. Ran out of time. We're going to go into the second quarter here with Kiv up 14-0 over the GOAT. There, a shot of the locker room. Awesome set, as we were saying a little bit earlier. A little handoff to Coleman there to start off the second half. Dynamic halfback in Telvin Coleman there. He can get it to the outside. He can catch the ball. A little slippery halfback back there for Problem.
And Problem's one of these guys. I mean, you see 4:40 on the clock. He's the type of player, he can take that whole clock with him with one drive. His clock management is biblical, and it's one of his biggest strengths. So it'll be interesting to see if he utilizes it and really does try to slow this game down.
Got some heat coming. Offensive line able to pick it up, but ran out of time. Big sack for the Kiv.
Yeah, you can't slow the game down once you find yourself in a 3rd and 21.
Yeah, that's a little tough. He's going to have to probably go to the air to at least get half of that yardage off and then maybe come back on 4th. But Problem, again, in these situations before, you can never count the GOAT out. He has been around doing it forever. Don't count him out. Here we go. He's coming back out on offense. Matt Ryan. Back in shotgun. We got Freeman in the backfield now. Sanu Jr. split out to the right. Time out there from who took that time? A Problem here. Wasn't liking that defensive formation maybe. Going to come out with something different.
The Problem needs to take a sip of that yerba right there. Take a page out of Skimbo's playbook.
The yerba mate.
It's good stuff. And obviously it was working for Skim. You start drinking that organic stuff, man.
I mean, only 70 calories per serving. It is high level. I'm telling you, I'm into my 3rd one here.
Oh, man.
Nice pressure off the left there. Matty Ice hits the turf. 4th and 30 situation, just not getting any better for Problem. He's going to come out in punt formation and do the deed and actually punt the football, which we don't see too much in competitive Madden. But 4th and 30, not much choice there. Tyreek Hill, the dynamic.
Oh, man.
Wow.
Oh, man. He's about to get sticky on him.
Hit him with the swiggle, baby.
Good containment right there from Problem to not let Kiv get to the outside after he changed direction.
Yeah, able to strafe back there and still pick up the tackle. I think if he didn't make that tackle, there would have been a lot of yard.
This is the situation when I was talking about earlier, Goo. Like, I think we need to look into this if we ever do an event again. And I feel like the skunk should, if you skunk them, you get the whole $5 grand.
At least, like the 21-point differential maybe, but if you goose egg them, for sure, I think.
Oh, the goose egg for sure.
Yo, what a cut by Hill right there. A little more spin action. I'm telling you, the agility and speed unmatched out there. Again, we are in head-to-head, ladies and gentlemen. We're not in Mud Unlimited. There aren't a bunch of 99 speed and 99 overall rated guys out there. Tough, tough, tough to keep up with Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, he is one guy, whether in your mud or not. He's 99 speed through and through.
Williams up the middle finds a little bit of light there. Down to the 19-yard line, 2nd and 6. Kiv just going to go ahead and protect the ball right now. That's going to be his biggest story, is be able to protect the ball through the rest of this game. Turnovers going to be a big deal in this matchup if they do come to fruition. Got Harris in motion there. Another handoff to Williams, who finds some more light, gets a spin to the outside, taking it down to the 10-yard line. We are at the 2-minute warning in our second game today from the Rio here in lovely Las Vegas. Thank you again, WSOE, for putting on the Madden Masters today. And guys, we are getting a treat here with Problem and Kiv. Great games so far. Into the 2-minute warning now and into the red zone. Problem. Got to put up some points to win the game. I think that's kind of the whole point, G. But you've got yourself Kiv out there being very stingy right now.
If you're Problem, you're in a lot of trouble. Kiv's in the red zone here. He's up 14. He's trying to make it 21. Worst case scenario, he milks some clock, kicks a field goal, still up 3 possessions. I mean, this is just not the place you want to find yourself on the virtual gridiron if you're Problem. Maybe if I'm down 14 to my little brother or something, I'm feeling good, but you're down 14 against young Kiv. And he has ball in the red zone. You know what? What do they think in the chat, Goo? Are they with me? If you feel, if you skunk your opponent, you should get the whole 5 racks, give me a 1. If you think no matter what, the losers should get their rack, give me the 2. What do you guys got in the chat?
Yeah, let us know about that idea right there. If you go home with the goose egg, you should kind of go home with the goose egg.
It's the skunk nothing rule. If I skunk you, you get nothing. Skunk nothing.
High point catch, not able to come down with it in double coverage there.
Look at all those ones.
So many ones.
They're
in the
with
chat
me,
right
dog.
now.
They're with me, Goo.
I mean, it is Madden Masters, the chat says. So, yeah, I mean, do or die. These guys have been there before. But there are no losers today. The loser comes out with $1,000 from each one of these games.
Maybe you get 500 of the 1,000. That way you get a little wetting of the beak.
Right, you know, maybe the buffet. You get a free trip to the buffet, maybe, or something.
I'll take the 5 over the
consolation prize.
You could take money out of your 500 and hit the buffet.
High level buffet pro tips for my guy RG.
Big disappointment last night. Me, Fallout, and Goo tried to go hit dinner. We were going to hit the dim sum.
The name of the place is Dim Sum. The name of the place has dim sum in it.
And if you've never eaten dim sum, it's phenomenal. But then we go in, we sit down, we look at the menu, there's no dim sum, and they told us they stopped serving it at 3. So we got up and got out of there.
They had the tea, they had the waters on the table, but nope, we were gone.
We went to, Guy Fieri's restaurant.
That guacamole, high-level guacamole from Guy. Coleman with the first down right there. Clock's going to keep ticking here. Problem with in hurry-up right now. He's got 40 seconds to make something happen here in the first half. Kiv up 17-0. Problem has really got to want to go in halftime here with at least 3 on the board.
There it is.
That's putting it in the field goal range at least. Tippy toes down.
It's ticking, it's ticking.
Gets possession.
He's not going to use the timeout. He's going to run a play.
Guys, we're taking down here. 14 seconds left. Matty Ice taking
He's
off.
got him. It's a big play by Prob.
Sanu gets out of bounds at the 3-yard line. What concentration by Problem right there to stay behind the line of scrimmage with the quarterback, make it a legit throw and get it all the way down to the 3-yard line and out of bounds, stopping the clock. 10 seconds left. Matty Ice rolling out right, finding enough room to a high point catch in the back of the end zone. Problem. Put some points on the board. Lovely, man.
Yeah, that was a biblical 2-minute drive from Problem, and thank goodness keeps it a ball game.
I thought we were going to have to talk about dim sum some more there for about a whole half. So that's good. We've got Problem putting those points on the board. Like you said, you literally called that he was going to own that entire quarter and get out of that half owning the entire second quarter.
He just stepped up when he needed to go, and you know he does that. When he needs big plays, he's usually able to make them. And I haven't met very many people who are more prideful than Eric Problem Wright. He's a great dude, but he has a lot of pride. He takes this Madden stuff very serious, so you know him getting that donut off the board was a big deal, and that might give him the momentum he needs to get back in the ball game.
Yeah, what I love about Problem, he knows he's a leader. He knows he's a community leader. He knows he has a lot of kids out there looking up to him. Williams getting a nice little dump off, getting plenty of room out there, but that will take us to the end of the first half. Wow, man, that was back and forth there. It was looking like Problem was going to be in trouble for a little bit. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I think, you know, we expected Kiv to come out and be dominant, and he was quite dominant. However, Problem showing a little bit of momentum, a little bit of fight there at the end of the second half. Remember, this is winner gets $4,000, so, you know, there's a lot of guap on the line.
I think Problem's in the right mindset right now with holding on to that ball, taking that entire quarter to halftime with him, and those
Thanks so much,
points
guys.
on the
You're
board.
joined live with Problem. Problem currently down 17-7. What didn't work so well for you in this first half?
Nothing worked well. You know, came out there, got it on defense, and then I threw a pick. He scored, so it all happened kind of fast. But I was able to score at the end, and I get ball at half. So I'm not out of it. Just need a score and a stop.
So for second half, you start with the ball. What else do you need to get going here in the second half? What are you going to change up? What's different? What's going to be different about your game plan?
I like what I saw at the end of the half. Just need some pass protection. Like he got pressure when I tried to pass in my first two drives, and it just you know, took me out of my rhythm, and I wasn't able to run the ball. So he played great. And I expected that. So got to play better in the second half.
Spoken like a true professional, giving respect to young Kiv over here. That's going to be it for us, guys. We're going to jump to a quick break. When we come back, second half, and trust me, Problem's looking to come back. You won't want to miss it. Let's go. Welcome back to WSOE Presents Madden Masters, where we have Problem going up against Young Kiv, currently down 17-7. Chiefs versus Falcons here in this one. And Problem, you heard it in the interview, looking to bring this back here in the second half. He starts with the ball, looking to maybe force a fumble and turn the tide. That's all it's going to take here. Of course, that's a lot against this guy on your screen, Young Kiv. Certainly a dominant player and difficult to beat, let alone down 10 points coming into the second half. It looks like both players are ready to go. We're going to jump right back into the gameplay. RG, Guru, take it away.
Awesome, man. What a matchup we have here between Problem and Kiv. Kicking off the second half, 17-7. Kiv in complete control at first, but Problem able to take that 2-minute drill, biblical 2-minute drill, the way my guy RG put it, and put some points on the board before they went in for the half.
And I'll tell you what, if you're Problem and you played the way you did in that first half, but you said, you know what, I'll only be down 10 points with the ball to start the second half, he'll take it, because this game could have got real ugly. But right now, Problem is blatantly in a position where he can get himself all the way back in this ball game, and he doesn't even need a touchdown to do so. As long as he can go down and get himself some form of points here and make it one possession, you know he's got a defense to stop somewhere in him.
Problem cool and collective for that whole second quarter, knowing in his mind that he got ball coming out of half and kick back. He is now going to hand off to Coleman right up the middle from Matty Ice. He gets a nice little gain, actually. Pushes his way all the way for 5 yards, 3rd and 5 now from the 30-yard line.
Yeah, and he's going to be good with that inside zone. Problem's always been good at running the ball out of that 11 personnel. And, you know, 11 personnel, mainly a passive type of offense. 3 wide receivers, 1 tight end, 1 running back. You see it a lot from the New England Patriots. A lot of teams in the league are running it. Mainly a pass-type formation, but Problem always been able to really establish his running game out of that personnel.
Matty Ice hanging in the pocket.
Oh, he got clapped!
Unbelievable fumble right over the middle of the field. That is the danger of tossing that over the lineman right in the middle of the field right there. Big turnover.
Oh, and Kiv with a little smirk. He knows that that was a big play. Problem cooks up a nice little crispy dot to the halfback, thinking he got the first down, and it's all gravy. And then here comes the Kiva with the big hit, fumble, and takes all the momentum right back.
Here come the Chiefs back out onto the field.
Oh,
back! Whoa! Pick it up. Oh my! Unbelievable back-to-back fumbles right there from Kiv and Problem. Possession going right back to Problem.
Kiv kind of laughs it off, but that might have been the momentum Problem needed. It was looking gloomy and grim. And then he comes out with some punch him in the mouth football of his own.
Problem right back to business, out to Ridley there, down to the 45-yard line. Problem back in command right here. Good to see, because it was going to be a long game for Sir Problem if Kiv kept possession there off of that turnover.
The issue was, I told you I knew he at least had one defensive stand in him. There it was, forced a turnover. If he gets the points here, is he going to be able to do it again? But first things first, he needs the points going. That's not how you do it.
Kiv rushing 4 right there, and breaks free, able to score through and get the sack. 3rd and 7 now for Problem from the 42. Time ticking away in the third quarter here. ATL. Got our guy, Matty Ice, run back. He's got his guy deep. Jones is able to get out to it. He's able to bring it in for the touchdown. Julio Jones. Huge touchdown for Problem.
Holy Mongoli, and look at Problem with the dab.
Dabbing on him. Love it, man.
He's dabbing the movement.
The Savage shirt just dabbing on Kiv right there. What a pitch and catch. Seeing Julio that far out in front of the defense. Defense actually able to catch up there, but that arm from Matty Ice just too strong, dumping it in the bucket for a big old touchdown.
I wonder if the movement, are they going to be feeling the dab celebration, or are they going to give him a hard time about that one?
God, I don't know. Chat, give us a 1 in the chat if you like the dab move. 2 if you think Problem needs to get some new TD moves.
That's a good question.
Hey, the dab still works for some people. It could work for Problem. I think it was pretty clean right there. The Savage shirt made it, helped a lot, though.
And Madden ball, Madden 18. Oh, there goes the Kiva right back.
Kiv says, I like that pass, man, but check this one out.
But the good thing for Problem was at least he scored the touchdown. So even if he holds Kiv to 3 right here, it's still one possession ball game. Where if Problem had only gotten the field goal, this would have been devastating, because Kiv would have been able to kick the field goal, make it 2 possessions. So that touchdown, a big deal for Problem. Gives him some breathing room, but he needs to hold Kiv to the 3 here or force a turnover.
Thing is, as this field starts to shorten, Tyreek Hill doesn't get over the top. So he's going to have to either go for a nice shot with Tyreek here, or he has got great red zone defense. So it's going to be interesting to see if he can get the ball back and take the lead.
Just Kiv is so tough. He'll attack you a variety of ways. The drags, the corners, the post. There's the drag right there.
Sammy Watkins, big wide receiver, able to bring that down for the 3rd and inches. I thought he was going to get the first down right there, but 3rd and inches now for Kiv on the 21-yard line.
Good Kiv. 3rd and inches. He's still in his gun punch.
Flips the play, so he's got Kelsey, Conley, and Watkins over to the right side of the field. Of course, Sammy Watkins, a big body wide receiver, able to go up and get that ag catch. Also very good hands, able to get those tough catches with the catch in traffic. He's got Sammy Watkins split out to the right. Mahomes rolling out to the right, and he's got his guy Watkins, just talking about him right there, in for the touchdown.
Look at the Kiv, he's eating his touchdown celebration. And it's like we talked about earlier, Goo, when you talk to players, what's it like playing Kiv? It's like playing a robot. The reads are so crispy, they're so precise, they're so consistent, and that was a perfect example of it right there on that drive as he walks down the field and gets himself a touchdown when he really needs it.
Breakdown in defense, there was nobody out there on the right side taking Sammy Watkins off of that formation right there. Great play by Kiv. Now in control, 24-14. Problem's going to get the ball back here with an entire 4th quarter to try and make things happen. He's got 22 seconds left in the 3rd.
It's a momentum drive here, Go.
Needs to put 7 on the board and then come back and get another score. He's only got a quarter to do it. Hooper gets the ball and out of bounds at the 31-yard line. Big body tight end there. Hooper coming on strong in the NFL.
Hooper?
Hooper.
You been spending time in Boston out there?
That's from Jaws back in the day. The
Hooper. Old school.
We going with those old school movies that kids don't know about these days. Cole right up the middle there. Nice little spin between the tackles. 1st down and 10. The 43-yard line for Problem.
Hey, put your 4s up in the chat. Going to the 4th quarter.
What better than a 4th quarter 14-24 between young Kiv and Problem?
Maybe if it was 24-24?
I mean, we got problem with the ball right now. It's do or die time for our guy Problem. So let's see if he can be great. Hooper back on the field right there. Stopped inbounds, so the clock will obviously continue to run down to the 41-yard line from Matty Ice to Hooper.
Those Chiefs are hitting.
Lots of hit sticks all over the field today. Look at Problem there, all smiles. These guys, like we said, camaraderie, brotherhood. And, I heard something that I liked a lot earlier, and that's more than Madden. This is all about more than Madden these days, right? The community, the leadership, the ability to be a great role model for the Madden younger generations out there. We have got 2 of the best examples of that on the field right now.
Absolutely.
Under pressure, Matty Ice goes down right there. The Chiefs defense just super tough today. Like we said, hit sticks everywhere today. 24-14 still. Problem 3rd and 12, a long 3rd and 12 for Problem right now.
This is going to be a tough 1st down for him to pick up. It's this cover 2, Tampa 2 style defense out this 3-3-5, and it's just getting all kinds of pressure.
The KC Edge heat is real today. RG and Kiv is bringing it. He's just eating out there.
What it is with this 3-3-5, though, look at W as he looks on. How's he going to regroup? With that 3-3-5 defense, though, what it does is a lot of times they'll send a 3-4-man rush, but the way they set it up, they get those defensive ends locked in one-on-one situations with those tackles, and eventually they just beat that block. There it is. You see those 2 one-on-ones from the DNs. They loop around, force Problem to make a throw, and he had the crispy one. It was a good throw. The receiver was open, but Matt Ryan just doesn't have that arm or throw on the run rating to make that throw. Maybe if that's Mahomes,
like you said, he's on the move right there. He's thrown back across his body, wrong shoulder. Tough throw to make right there. Williams getting the handoff from Mahomes. A little stutter step right there and spin to pick up the 1st down. Nice little wiggle sticks there from Kiv.
That's likely going to be if Problem's not going to, I was going to say if Problem's not going to use timeouts, Kiv's going to take it to the 2-minute warning. Problem wisely uses those timeouts.
First one off the board here in the 2nd half by Problem. Otherwise, Kiv has got his full board of timeouts. We're on the 39-yard line here with this game running out of time rapidly. Williams, again, just with the handoff right there. Problem with his second timeout. Kiv was obviously just going to let it run to the 2 there. We got Mahomes and crew coming back out onto the field right now. Williams back in the backfield. Kelsey and Harris split out right. And the dynamic Tyreek Hill out all alone to his left. Another Williams up the middle right there. And the Red Seas part for a big gain. 1st and 10 at the 23.
That's pretty much going to be game right there. If Kiv could nail this ball 3 times, you take about 2 minutes off, into 23 seconds plus the minute 20, about a minute 43 off the clock. He'll live, a problem with about 40 seconds.
Yeah, certainly not
minute.
time for it.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, he's just going to score.
I mean, that's the way to wrap the game right there. That is just nailed it right there. Well done, Kiv. And he's going to come away with a dub in this one. Let's give him good games in the chat, guys. This is going to be a tough, it's impossible for Problem right now.
Am I selfish for now wishing we had a variety of the different touchdown celebrations? Like maybe we have the eat montage. Maybe he has one where he combs the lettuce.
The hair, yeah, he's got to pull the comb out of the pocket, maybe.
I mean, we didn't have a lot of time to get all this together. So, job well done. But, you give us an inch, we want to take a mile.
I was going to say right there.
I want the good. Show me some good stuff. I want more of it.
They don't mess around here in Vegas, here on the main stage at the Rio. Such a venue here. Great weather in Vegas. Right? It's a little hot, but at night getting down to 70 degrees. Rooftops are beautiful. The skyline is beautiful. And we've got some amazing Madden action. Just psyched to be up here with you today, RG. Couldn't be happier.
It's great. We got, phenomenal competitors. And don't forget, later we got, Nick Paddywhack and Richard Sherman, a little celebrity matchup. That should be a lot. I'm actually interested in it because both of them, I feel, fancy themselves Madden players.
I don't want to spoil our predictions, but you and I on opposite ends of the prediction poll on that game. We'll get to that one here eventually. No spoilers, though. Guys, 2-minute warning. We know how this one's going to end up here. We do have Problem not quitting, though. He's going to give it to Coleman right up the middle. Of course, Kiv back in pass defense right there, so a nice little gain out to the 44-yard line for Coleman. Yeah, 31-14 here. Is this the score that you saw coming, RG?
I picked Kiv to win the game. I didn't know if it would be by this much, but I think Kiv's going to be a lot for any of these players to deal with. I feel his game's the most polished at this point of the year. He's probably been playing the most, Madden out of all these competitors for this time of the year. He's obviously just really naturally talented. It's going to be a lot for any of these guys to deal with.
I've seen him in a few of those Friday night football brackets as well, so he's staying fresh on the sticks here throughout the season. Yeah. Again, we're talking about how big this is for late in the Madden 19 cycle here, having this kind of show here on the big stage. I just cannot wait for what Madden 20 has in store.
Yeah, all these opportunities, like you said, Mudhead and Friday Night Football, WSOE, we saw DreamHack recently.
DreamHack, yep.
Tons of cool stuff going on in the community outside of the MCS. You throw that into the mix, and I'll tell you, I started off when there was $100,000 for one person to win, and that was it for your Madden season. Now they're giving away, well over $1 million. And plenty of other opportunities outside of it. It's just really, really awesome to see. It means the world to me to see our community continue to grow like this.
Yeah, I can't imagine back when you used to be on the competitive circuit, you thinking that, dreaming about it being this big one day, and the opportunities for you, for fellow competitors like yourself to get out on the stage and be so big. And like you said, celebrities, like guys in Vegas know these guys. They are Madden fans. They get hyped when they were in town. They want to make sure that they're well taken care of, and that's just so cool to see.
Great goal.
Yeah, we got Jones right there, who is the star of that big pass downfield for Problem, just in coverage right there, unable to get it. Great pass coverage by KC. KC's defense doesn't have any flash out there, but I tell you, still getting it done and being very consistent today.
See, I think this game, I feel like, Prob kind of going into it, knew Kiv was going to be a tough matchup. I'm really interested to see that Problem Dubby matchup because, both of them, they don't want to lose that game. I think that one's going to have some fireworks.
Really, all the games. I'm just really going down the match list here, and it's every single one of these are grudge matches. Every single one of them are rivalries. Just the way that this setup is today, all of them are going to be amazing games. just seeing those guys up there together this time of year is such a blessing with the Madden field the way it is, and with Madden 20 coming out so soon, the hype is real out there. Matty Ice bringing it down before he crossed the line of scrimmage, able to get the ball out. Sanu touchdown there. That's a pride touchdown for Problem here at the end of the game. 16 seconds left. He's going to probably get out of here with that touchdown, but still be happy about putting one on the board before the end of the game, RG.
Yeah, there's too much for Problem in this game. And at that point, you're just playing to get your reps in. Hopefully, you can take something good with you to the next one. Going through the chat, seeing some of our guys out there. I see my guy J-Wall, the defending Patriots Club champion, in there. We got KD the fullest, Madden Fundamentals.
Yeah, we've got the Bacon crew, we've got the Pie guys, we've got the Madden birds out in force today in the chat. Don't think I forgot about you guys. Thank you so much for the support out there. Definitely appreciate it and need you guys here for the future of Madden. And that's it. That is ball game 31-21. The Kivsta coming off with the victory. We are going to kick it over to our guy Fallout, who has some player reactions. Believe he's over there with Kiv right
Thanks
now.
so much, guys. I've been joined here with young Kiv himself. A big win, I mean, dominating win over Problem, who I know is kind of a mentor of yours early on. What was working so well for you in that one?
I was playing really good on offense. He wasn't getting really any pressure, so I had a lot of time to throw, and it was pretty easy for me to make my reads. I had a bunch of time to throw, so that was probably the biggest thing. If he could got some pressure, it would have made it tougher on me to score, but he didn't get any pressure, so I was able to move down the field pretty easily.
There you have it. It's a big first win and a great way to start. You, of course, still have matches against Skimbo and Dubby. I know you said Dubby in particular was the match you were looking forward to. Why is that?
He just caps a lot. Dubby loves to cap, and I'm 1-0 against him, so I got to keep the undefeated record. 1-0. I'm looking to make it 2-0. The thing with Dubby, you can never let him beat you in anything because you'll just remember it. 2 years from now, if he wins this game today, I'll be hearing all about it 2 years from now at like another event or anything.
That's why you can't let it happen, that's for sure. That's for sure. How about Skimbo? You're going up against Skimbo. Big win over Dubby. Is Skimbo someone you kind of have that match circled against? Do you think it'll be a close one?
Yeah, I think every time me and him play, it's always down to the wire, online or offline or anything like that. Just, we know each other very well. We've played so many times, so it should be a great game when we play.
There you have it. Young Kiv with the big win to start things off. We're going to jump to a quick break. When we come back, some more WSOE presents Madden Masters. Don't go anywhere, guys. Thanks, Alma. You guys did. Yeah, well done.
It is.
The first quarter pause just isn't working. I forgot all about it. First and third quarter.